The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert, and he edges forward but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's second down. Christmas Eve here in 2022. A big slate today of Saturday games. But we will have, ready for this, a triple header of action on Christmas Day tomorrow. I think it's pretty safe to say we won't have a white Christmas in any of these places, however. We start with the Packers and Dolphins in Miami at 1 Eastern. Then you got the Broncos and Rams from Los Angeles. And then finally, the Bucs and Cardinals at 8:20 Eastern in the desert. Plus one more for good measure on Monday. Once the family's all gone back home and Grandma's puttered out of the house, grab the leftovers and sit back and watch the Chargers and the Colts from Indianapolis. That one good for 33 and a first. Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing, and let's face it, partner, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real, and it's really helping teams along the way. He's a prime example. Got to give him strong consideration for MVP talk.
And some space here. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. 72 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd down and 2.
They'll try and run here with Mostert. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Boy, that's a 5-yard loss. 4th down now.
Hey, we often talk about defensive ends setting the edge, sometimes even the outside linebackers. But how about here? This is a cornerback essentially setting the edge and finishing off that play for a loss.
Gonzalez's kick is good. And the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. Well, they moved the ball well there on the opening series. Running game was in sync. They were knocking on the doorstep, but ultimately, Charles, they'll have to settle for the field goal.
But they certainly were moving it well, and give this defense a ton of credit. Finally dug their heels in and forced the field goal. That's what it is, game partner. Will this offense look back at this drive and think to themselves, if we'd gotten 6, we'd be in a better spot.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. They find some open field here. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice gain.
First down, and they go with Swift again. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 15 more yards there and quickly another first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Back to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. Well, this defense for the Panthers, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game. And it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run order.
51 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
On 2nd down, Swift. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. They will run straight ahead with Swift. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
He was brought down at the 15-yard line. A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. From the gun, here's Swift. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Trying for right, and it's intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Panthers are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game their toughest test yet.
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division with an eye on making a Super Bowl run, so this game is crucial.
The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
Second down, here's Mostert again. And for a second straight play, the Lion defense drops him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped, but what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, and ends up spilling it for a loss.
Wide open, it's Allen, complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
to throw on first. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Carolina. A big play there with his 16th touchdown of the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. It's complete to Williams. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's airing it out for Williams. And this one is incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. This is Swift on the counter. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. 65 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Give him the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play.
Partner, I know we're in the era of the mobile quarterback, but there's still an element of surprise when that position keeps the football. And what a nice gain on that play.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions have got it back to within a score. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got 2 division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on third down. And he is not going to get the first down as he'll spot this at about the 28. They'll try it now with Mostert. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Here's a handoff to Mostert running left. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
On second down, Mostert. And this is going to be a Panthers first down as he's able to get this up past the 40. 2 first downs have him up to the 41 now for first and 10. And he'll be taken down at about the 45. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. On first and 10, it's Mostert. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. On first and 10, Hill. Flush to his right. He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. A handoff running left is Mostert. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Gonzalez's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas Eve. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Swift going to try up the middle. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for first. On the handoff, this is Swift. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Here comes the Lions punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They'll start on the ground with Mostert. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Taken down on the play by Aiden Hutchinson.
Well, not a game that you're going to go crazy about, but when you start at your own 2-yard line, any type of space is good for the offensive guys.
Yeah, you just can't go backwards from here. They did it. Now we'll see if they can keep it on schedule here on 2nd down. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On 3rd down, here comes Mostert. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction. Here's Johnny Hecker now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. They'll look to throw. He sets to fire deep. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Panthers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw. Because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. And some room to run now. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
And Charles, you think about this offense, it's kind of a tricky time of the season because you're 14-0, looking to see this one out to the end, but you start to run into situations where guys are getting a little banged up. Maybe could use some time sharing, some time on the bench, just to rest. How do you approach the rest of this regular season?
I'm telling you, you don't ask the easy stuff, do you? I mean, you created a heck of a situation there, and actually you didn't create it. You presented it, and you're exactly right. It is tricky because your eye has to be on the ultimate prize, which is the Super Bowl. That's paramount. But at the same time, how much fun would it be to go down as one of the all-time great teams and join the 1972 Dolphins as the only undefeated team to win a Super Bowl?
And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. 3 yards on the keeper, and it's 4th down. Gonzalez out now to try the Panther field goal. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. Gonzalez's kick is good. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. When you think about it, that's a pretty important second-half field goal, Charles. That now stretches this to 2 possessions and really kind of ratchets up the pressure on that opposing sideline.
It certainly does, because that interception and adding a field goal to it, that puts them in firm control of this game right now. They're about one more big stop from putting this thing absolutely out of reach.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We're off to the 4th quarter here on Christmas Eve. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Once again, it's Swift. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll drop to throw. Williams brings it in. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 36. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 36. Now a give right side Swift. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 134 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
Here we go.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's right. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Okay, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. DeAndre Swift with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Lions have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. But, geez, the second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback. Because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is...
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This will be fielded at the 17. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 15 yards for the Lions there on a 1st down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Here's a handoff to Swift. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. 2nd and 12. They'll run right here with Swift. And he's got room. And he is finally going to be brought down, but not before he gets it to the Panthers' 13. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Now it's Swift. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Here's a handoff to Swift running left. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
Third and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. Back to throw. Buying time to his left. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Badgley able to punch this one through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same.
And that's caught inside the 35. A big play there for Carolina. 67 yards. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. Here's Mostert. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or two in this situation.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. One more time with Mostert. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. And they will take a knee and set up what would be a potential game-winning field goal try. A big one coming now for the kicker, Zane Gonzalez. This to take the lead here in the final minute. Gonzalez's kick is good, and the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15. He's back to throw. He's got a man, complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide